Hello everyone, I greet you all my students. I hope you're having a great day ahead. Alright, our subject today is national values and our theme is civil society. Civil what? Society. Our topic today is going to be on pressure groups. Our topic is what? Pressure groups. Now, in a democracy, citizens can change their government during elections if they think that it is not meeting its responsibilities. Between elections, citizens can also try to make their government do a better job by talking to it and getting involved with what it is doing. They can try and put pressure on their government to meet its responsibilities. They can try to mount pressure on their government to meet its responsibilities. Now, to put pressure on someone is to try and make them do something by worrying them or even embarrassing them about it. Okay? One way in which Nigerian citizens can try to put pressure on our government is through what civil society. The civil society is one of the ways in which Nigerian citizens can pressurize our government. The civil society is made up of all groups and organizations that citizens of the country choose to form or join. Many civil society organizations put pressure on the government. Some watch the government and put pressure on it if they find that it is doing something wrong. Other civil society organizations help their members to talk to government and put pressure on it to do the things that they want. Now, there are some ways in which different types of civil society groups in Nigeria sometimes put pressure on their government. Okay, these ways are we probably one talking to the government through protests, through strikes, and also embarrassing the government. Okay, now the first one is talking to the government. Many civil society groups try to talk to the government about the things that they do correctly or the things they are not doing correctly or about the things that their members want. Now, these groups may write letters directly to people in the government. They may write letters or articles in Nigerian newspapers talking about what they want. They may even arrange meetings with members of the government. Of course, you can see this person here. This one with the tag of civil society. These are civil society. These are civil groups. These are groups meeting with government official. The government official is the one sitting. They're meeting with them. They are holding a meeting with the government official. Okay, it is easier for a group than for one or a few citizens to meet and talk to the government. It is very easy for a group to have a meeting with government official than for a single person, for an individual to have a meeting with government official. Now, this is one reason why citizens form civil society groups. Government officials are also more likely to listen to the demands of large groups of citizens than small groups of what individuals. Government they easily listen to group of people, large group of people than to individuals. Okay, for this reason, civil society groups often work with one another to get what they want from the government. Okay, another way which I talked about is through strikes. A strike. A strike is when people who do a certain kind of work all agree to stop working as a form of protest. Trade unions are a type of civil society organizations that often organize their members to strike. Okay, a trade union is a group of people who do the same kind of work or who work for the same company. Trade unions try to help their members protect their rights at work. They try to make sure that their members earn fair salaries and are treated fairly at work. Okay, many Nigerians work for the Nigerian government. Imagine if the government did not pay the salaries of nurses who work in public hospitals for a long time. The nurses would probably get unhappy. They will complain to their trade union, which is called National Association of Nurses and Midwives. Now, this trade union could decide that all of its members would go on strike until the government pays them. You will remember some other time there was a time when doctors went on strike. Some even left the country to look for job elsewhere because the government were not taking care of them, they were not paying them. Okay, this would mean that there would be no nurses in the hospitals to look after the patients, give injections, and take other temperatures or help the doctors. If this happens, the Nigerian government would feel pressure to pay the nurses so that they go back to work. Now, if our workers, Nigerian Labour Congress and other groups, other civil groups that goes on strike, just like there was a time when teachers lecturers went on strike in schools, in universities. For what? For the government to what? Attend to them. The moment they just strike, the government will see need to attend to them. If they don't go on strike, which indirectly masks pressure on the government, government might not do what they want on time. Okay. Now take a good look at this person lying, the patients in the hospital. The doctors and nurses are on strike, and it's a public hospital. So the patient might die. So for fear of not dying, government may not want to a good government may not want to lose its citizens, so they might likely attend to the pressures of each of the medical group. Okay, this is the image, like I said. So, but other national trading unions that we have in Nigeria are the Nigerian Labour Congress, like I said, the National Union of Teachers, and the National Union of Road Transport Workers. If these groups decide to go on strike, I can assure you that government will attend to them. Okay. Now, another ways is through embarrassing the government. Some civil society groups try and embarrass the government if they see that it is deliberately doing something wrong like abusing the rights of Nigerian citizens. They may try and draw as much attention as possible to what the government is doing. They may do this by reporting the government to other Nigerian citizens and journalists. They may also talk to foreign governments and journalists. For example, a member of the a civil rights group, may go on a foreign television station to tell the whole world about what the government is doing wrongly. Okay, you could see this image of this person. You know, the following Nigerian citizens that is this is what the government has done. It is telling other Nigerian citizens what the government has done wrong. Okay, civil society groups hope that by putting a lot of people's attention on the government when it is deliberately doing something wrong, the government will get embarrassed and stop. Okay. Now, one of the other ways which I jump is by protesting, protesting. A protest can be done either peacefully or violently. Okay. A protest is one of the ways in which civil society groups in Nigeria can put pressure on the government. Now, if you remember, there was a time the Nigerian youths came out to protest against SARS. The hashtag was End SARS. They carried banners, they carried it came out in mass with banners and so many things, placards, to tell the government that they don't want SARS anymore. Okay. Now, civil society groups sometimes organize their members to protest peacefully to make the government do something that they want or stop doing something that they don't want. A peaceful protest is when members of a group come out to a public place holding signs and singing songs to complain about something. When people protest, they bring attention to what it is that the government is doing wrong. Citizens who are not part of the protest may see it or hear about it on the news. This may even make some people who are not members of the group decide to join the protest. Okay, if you look very well in this image, you see this one with the Nigerian flag. It's a sign of peaceful protest. Nigerians are not happy. They are complaining. End SARS, stop the killings. Okay. Now the other image is talking about violent protest. Violent protest sometimes pressure groups can get violent. For example, if citizens are very upset about something that the government have done, they may try and injure government officials or destroy government property, their cars. A large crowd of people protesting about something may easily lose control and start to destroy things, destroy people's houses, that of the government officials. They may even get angry with other citizens who are not part of the protest or who do not agree with what they are doing. Okay. In Nigeria, citizens have the right to put pressure on our government, of course, only in peaceful ways. So violent protest is not advised. We do not have the right to use violence to make our governments to do anything. We cannot use violence even if the thing that we are asking for it is right. Nigerian citizens do not have the right to destroy public or private property as a way of showing our anger with our government. We do not have the right to insult members of our government as a way to make them do what we want. We do not have the right to insult or fight other Nigerian citizens who do not agree with the things that we are asking our government for. Now, like I said, between peaceful and violent protest, it is always advised to do a peaceful protest rather than violent protest. Violent protest, that's when you see people come out with weapons. They destroy properties of government officials, they burn down houses, they can go to, like recently now, we are having an election. I can tell you the truth. If what the people want, if who they want to emerge as president doesn't come out, and I can assure you that there will be a protest which might be worse than that of the NSAS, and it might be violent. Okay, it might be violent. Okay, this is a time in a country whereby I think some people have this slogan and they're saying violence is the way, violence is the way. Violence is not always the way. You cannot win something or win someone by violence. It's always advised to do things peacefully. That is a good sign of patriotism and being responsible. Okay, having said that, we're going to do some exercises. One, what does it mean to put pressure on someone? This is an assignment I want you to carry out for me, and you will submit it. What does it mean to put pressure on what someone, and what is a pressure group? Two, how do strikes help to put pressure on government to do something that is supposed to do? How do strikes help to put pressure on government to do something that it is supposed to do? This is a question and I need answers. Thank you very much, and don't forget, violence is not the way. Thank you.